What's going on, everybody? This is Rick from Studio Spades, and today I'm going to talk about the SAKK Camera Saddle, which I bought about 6 months ago. So this is going to be a semi-long-term review. Like I said, it's been a couple of months, so yeah, I kind of know what the benefits are, what the pros are, what the cons are, and I'd like to talk about them and yeah, talk about whether I like or dislike this product. So let's get into it. Now you probably know that this is a camera stabilizer that you can sling around your chest, and it'll redistribute the weight and make filming a lot more easier and stable during especially long sessions. So yeah, let's talk about some pros and cons that I found while using this bag for the past 6 months. Fair warning, I bought this myself. SAKK did not send it to me. So yeah, this is not a sponsored video of any kind. All right, so I'll talk about some pros, and these are in completely random order. These were just the pros that popped into my head while yeah, contemplating this review. The first pro that I really like is that it stabilizes very well, but it also keeps a very handheld feel. The shots kind of look like you filmed them on a gimbal, like the RS4 for example, or RS5 by DJI, but it feels less floaty. It still has a bit of a handheld feel, more so than a handheld gimbal shot. Another pro I like is that it's very lightweight, and it definitely makes filming a lot more comfortable, especially during long sessions. Say you're doing a I don't know, a wedding that's like 10 hours long. You're probably gonna need something like this to yeah, make the filming a lot more comfortable and to redistribute the weight of the camera more so around your body. This means there will be less strain on your arms, so you won't be as tired as when you would shoot it completely handheld. Another thing I like is the thick cushioning strap that goes around your shoulder. I'll demonstrate how that looks. I mean, right now I have it around my neck. You can also do it diagonally around your shoulder, as you can see. This really helps with the weight distribution, and yeah, it just kind of frees up your arms, and there'll be a bit more pressure around your shoulders and your spine and maybe even your legs, but it's not completely in your arms. So yeah, that's what I really like about this product. You can definitely feel less strain in your arms, and you'll get tired less fast. Another thing I like is that you can use it as a rudimentary tripod or even a dolly at certain times. Now, I only have one camera and I'm using it to film on right now, so for this demonstration I'm going to use a small rig light that basically has the same size factor as my Sony Alpha 7 Mark IV. Just imagine that there's a bit more of a hand grip on the side here, but other than that it's almost the same size. And you can, yeah, just place your camera here and let it stand somewhere, so you have a rudimentary tripod. And when you're on smooth surfaces, you can even rotate it or even slide it, so you get this yeah, dolly action going, which is pretty nice. I mean, it's probably not really what it was meant for. 99% of the time I use it as a stabilizer around my shoulders. But yeah, it's just nice to be able to do that too. Another thing I like about the SAKK is that it has some pouches on the side. Now there's not a lot of space, but you can definitely hide some stuff in there. You got some room for maybe batteries or fiberglass to clean your lens, SD cards. So yeah, you can take them with you. Maybe even ND filters if you put them in a case. There's also this strap that you can maybe clip things to. Can't say I have really used this one, but yeah, it's there. You could use it. Another thing, another pouch is on the side here, the other side. So yeah, it's just handy to have it there. There's not a lot of space, but you can bring some things along that are small. Maybe some tiny in-ear headphones to check your audio. It's really handy that it still has some room for for extra equipment, but it's definitely not a lot. Keep that in mind. Yeah, to me, that's basically all the pros. It's not a very complex product, of course. I mean, it's a bag that is used to stabilize your camera. That's basically it. Still nice to have some extra pouches on the side, and yeah, definitely happy with the stabilization. And maybe I'll edit in the stabilization comparison right now. In the top left, you can see the Sony stabilization turned off, and I'm using no SAKK, so I'm using it handheld. I'm holding my camera quite close to my chest. And as you can see, it's quite jittery and not really usable footage unless you're really going for that shaky cam feel, like you're shooting Saving Private Ryan, for example. But other than that, yeah, I would not personally use that type of footage a lot. So in the top right, you see handheld footage, same distance to my chest, same distance to the lens blower I'm filming. But this time I've turned on the in-body stabilization of the Sony Alpha 7 Mark IV, and I've set it to active. So that's a pretty good stabilization, but it does crop your footage. As you can see, it's zoomed in quite a bit, and yeah, it just cuts off the edges so it can stabilize the image more. And then in the bottom left, I'm using the SAKK, kind of like this, just strapped around my chest. Camera's in there. And for the bottom left, I've also turned off the stabilization, and I'm filming from the same distance as the other two clips that are in the top of this video. And in the bottom right, I'm using the SAKK, and I've also turned on the Sony stabilization, set to active, so it's the same as the top right. But in this case, I'm using the SAKK, and it's not handheld, so there's a slight crop. But yeah, the image is quite stable, but there's still this very slight handheld feel that I like. Now you can judge for yourself what you like most. You might say that the top right is very good as well. The handheld shot close to my chest, but with the stabilization turned on in the Sony. But keep in mind that this also redistributes the weight. So especially for longer shoots, you won't have to do handheld and your arms won't get tired. So yeah, the top right footage might look very nice now, but if you're doing a shoot of 10 hours, it's gonna probably look a bit more like the top left after a few hours because your arms get tired. So yeah, I definitely recommend using a SAKK for longer shoots. All right, well, those were all the pros and the image comparison. Now I'll talk about some of the cons that I found while using this product. Personally, I'm not a huge fan of this clip on the side here. There's this clip that you can pull, or there's this clip you can pull, and yeah, it'll disconnect the strap. And yeah, it's kind of a weak point to me. I mean, I don't want to be able to accidentally drop my equipment by accidentally pulling this strap. I know that's probably not something that will happen very quick, but yeah, it feels like a weak point to me, because you maybe could hit it in some weird way. It could get stuck to your clothes maybe, and then it'll disconnect by accident. Not saying this has happened to me before. There's also a magnet to it, so probably won't happen very fast. But yeah, I mean, I would rather have it just be one solid band. That would be more, it would feel more safe to me, especially when I'm carrying in a camera here that's a couple of $1,000 or euros. Having this kind of weak point is not beneficial to me. I'm not sure what it is for. I think it is so you can easily sling it around your neck or your shoulders by disconnecting it if you don't want to mess up your hair, for example, or you've tightened the strap so tight that it wouldn't fit over your head really. But yeah, I personally would have liked a version that it does not have this clip. It would just feel safer to me. Another con is that this thing is quite big. Personally, if I would buy a SAKK Camera Saddle again, I think I would have gone for the inflatable version, so I can yeah, deflate it, roll it up, and maybe carry it around more easily. But this is just, the size right now. It's filled with, I don't know, I think styrofoam balls or maybe plastic balls. It's very light, but yeah, this is the size. I cannot really compact it any smaller, so it's still pretty cumbersome to take around, especially if you're not using a car or you have to walk around it continually. Being able to deflate it is something that sounds very interesting to me. So personally, I think I would have bought the inflatable one rather than this one. But having said that, I'm still very, very happy with this purchase. I just think being able to deflate it would have been a bit better. And there is an inflatable one, so something to keep in mind. And another con that I personally found, and maybe that's just me, but a lot of the shots I make are from chest height. It's probably because that's just the way it hangs around my chest. Maybe I should vary the type of shots a bit more. Like I said, you can use it as a rudimentary tripod as well, or even a dolly, so you can slide it on smooth surfaces. But I still end up using it a lot like this, the handheld feel, and that means a lot of my shots are from chest height. Nothing really wrong with that, but if you want more varied shots, just keep in mind that you keep switching up techniques and types of shots. But yeah, just personally, I've found myself shooting a lot from this height, and yeah, it can get maybe a bit repetitive in the type of shot you make. But maybe that's me, just something I thought you should know. And I think that's it. I mean, it's quite a simple product. There's not really a lot to talk about, but I do really like it, and I definitely recommend it. If I would have to give it a rating, I either give my products or my reviews a rating out of 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5 stars. Not saying 5 stars is perfect, but it's just how much I like it and how much I would recommend it. I would give this one 4 out of 5 stars. Great product, well built. It definitely helps a lot. It makes me less tired during long shoots. It makes the images nice and stable. So yeah, definitely a very nice product, which I recommend. So that's it. This was the review of the SAKK Camera Saddle. I hope you learned something. Again, I bought this myself. I really enjoy it, and I thought I'd do a video on it because I like it so much. And yeah, maybe you'll buy one too, maybe the normal one or maybe the inflatable one. That's up to you. Definitely recommend it, and I hope to see you next time. Don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to like the video, and leave a comment if you have any questions. Take care. This was Rick.